We've got a new lawsuit against the FBI. The FBI, if you received a subpoena from the FBI or Justice Department, the FBI was enforcing a subpoena, and they said, give us all your records. And you said to them, you know what, you can have all of my records, but I don't consider text messages to be records, so you can't have those. What do you think the FBI would do? You know what they do? They go to your internet provider, get your text messages that way if they could, and they take your phones, or they take your computers. Well, the FBI has told us, in response to our FOIA requests, that the law does not require them to maintain text messages. Whoa! So that means they can delete text messages. That means James Comey's text messages could be deleted and never looked at. That means Andrew McCabe's text messages, which they specifically told us they would not even bother to look for and review. The fired FBI assistant director who's under criminal investigation. Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, text messages. We know some of those text messages may be missing. So the FBI is taking the legal position that text messages are not records under the federal records law, are not records subject to Freedom of Information Act requests. Only if by chance an FBI official decides to put text messages into their record-keeping system might they be searched. Well, that's a completely arrogant and lawless approach. It's a recipe for cover-up, and Judicial Watch isn't going to stand for it. And it's one thing to say we're upset about it. It's another thing to do something about it, which is what Judicial Watch did. We filed a lawsuit in federal court just a little bit earlier this month. We announced it this week. We argue that the FBI does not have a record-keeping program in place that provides effective controls over the maintenance of electronic messages, including text messages. The FBI relies upon its personnel to incorporate their text messages into a record-keeping system. If FBI personnel do not actively incorporate their text messages into a record-keeping system, the text messages are not preserved. So that was a legal way of describing what I just described to you. So we are fighting not the James Comey FBI, but the Mr. Wray's FBI about this issue. They are protecting James Comey, they are protecting Andrew McCabe, they're protecting Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and who knows what else, in terms of refusing to review FBI text messages. You know, and when I first complained about the Andrew McCabe text message issue, the President of the United States tweeted about it. He said he may have to get involved. Well, I hope he does get involved, because we're still fighting this in court now. Because we know, specifically with Andrew McCabe, where we have good reason to believe we're representing a senior FBI agent who's retired, Jeffrey Danek, who is suing for the text messages specifically of Andrew McCabe about his handling of the Clinton investigations. And they don't want to give us one text message, the FBI doesn't. So these are core corruption issues, core transparency issues, and our nation's leading law enforcement agency, the FBI, wants to keep away every text message potentially that they have from scrutiny from the American people, Congress, and investigators. Because if there's no obligation to move them into a records-keeping system, that means individual members of the FBI, agents and others, can delete them at will, no matter what they say. And Judicial Watch is in federal court to try to stop that from happening. And you got to ask yourself, why is Judicial Watch the one doing it? Where is everyone else? Where's Congress? Where's the Justice Department? Jeff Sessions runs the FBI as Attorney General. The FBI director reports to the Justice Department. Rod Rosenstein, the #2 at the Justice Department, he provides oversight of the FBI. So this is an FBI Justice Department scandal. Which leads me to ask the next question, and maybe I'll go ask my colleagues after this weekly update, what about Justice Department text messages? Do we have to clarify that game? So once again, it's Judicial Watch in court, trying to get answers for you, the American people, try to make sure that your government, your FBI, follows the same rules every other American or every other government agency would have to follow. This FBI currently doesn't believe their text messages should be subject to review by anyone. And we're in court to stop that. And to stop potentially, I don't know, how many thousands of text messages from being deleted each and every day by FBI officials about the Trump targeting, Clinton emails, you name the scandal. And this ought to be something that the left and the right would agree on, don't you think? Because I'm sure there are leftists who are concerned about some activities of the FBI and would want documents, including text messages about it. And of course, conservatives who are asking questions about the FBI as well. So we'll see what happens here in federal courts. I'll let you know.